Hey, Heather.
Well, hello, Theresa. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you
Good.
for joining me today. I am stoked about today's conversation.
Same.
Awesome. So tell us, how long first have you been in real estate?
Well, I've been in real estate for 7 years. However, I kind of feel like I was prepped for real estate. Before that, I managed HOAs. Dream job, let me tell you. And then before that, I actually managed apartment complexes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you've really kind of been in the biz of helping people find homes.
Correct.
One way or another.
Yep. Or trying to create a sense of community
Love that.
to make a place that people love to live. Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of consider you my farming guru. And so, which is why I asked you here today to kind of talk about what does it mean to farm? Tell us, what does that even mean? Let's start from the basics.
Okay. So first of all, when I started farming, I didn't know what farming was. Understand that I did not approach this with the intent to farm.
Yes.
Although I love farming. I grew up on a farm, so it's
So
like
not
what
with
I
a
do
rake.
naturally.
We're not talking rakes involved. Got it.
So yeah, the first time I heard farming, that's what I thought. However, it's really just picking an area that you involve yourself in. Like if you ever want to balance business and life, it's a great way to do it because you're picking an area that you are knowledgeable about or that you're invested in, and you're really just getting to know the people in that area. So, for example, pick your neighborhood. You live in the neighborhood, say there's 300 people there, get to know all those people, get to build a relationship with them, and your business just happens, honestly. It's just really being intentional and making yourself the first person they think of when they think, who's the best person to represent me when selling my home in this farm?
Yeah. So my neighbor, Heather. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're thinking, I'm going to farm. This will be great for business, but I also want to get out in my community.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your community.
Okay. So my community is located in Indian Land, South Carolina. We have close to 2,500 homes. That's a massive farm when you say farming. However, it's a huge opportunity. We have about 250 homes that sell a year. So 10% of the farm is what we're looking for. And with that kind of turnover, I could live my entire business out of just my farm alone. And so what I started doing was really just getting to know and everybody in the farm. That's a lot of people to get to know. So obviously I don't know all of them, but that is my goal every year is to meet more and more people in my farm, really just build the relationship and kind of be the solution-based person every time we hear a problem. And Facebook's a great place for that. I mean, how many times do you see on Facebook somebody complaining about something? And so that was always my in how can I help? Just be of service, and the business just follows.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you already gave me one strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. Facebook, people raise their hand like, hey, I have a problem. How can we solve it?
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about that. Or what did that
Okay.
look like then? Because that sounds kind of like that was your first step in. Is
Oh,
just
yeah.
how do I help?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
My first one, and you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but still 7 years later, people are still talking about it.
Okay. We got to hear this.
Yeah. So in my neighborhood, there is a 3-way stop. Okay. And everybody just blows through these stop signs every single time. And people complain about it all the time. Now, as a realtor, how am I going to fix that solution? How am I going to come up with a solution? And my husband, he's amazing at supporting me and pushing me. He literally told me that I should go stand in the middle of the intersection. He loves me. He was not trying to put me in harm's way.
Not that way.
But I had just come up with the idea of, gosh, if people would just stop there, like, what if I gave them a kind bar and said, thank you for stopping at the stop sign, whatever. And I have the ideas. He's the one that pushes me to execute them. So I literally got out there at 6 a.m. with my husband, and we stood at the intersection with kind bars and a note that said, thank you so kindly for stopping at the stop sign. And then it had my business card on the other side. And it was very uncomfortable. So just so you know, I'm an introvert. You wouldn't know today because I've literally learned how to be more involved and very in front of people. But getting in an intersection at 6 a.m. when everybody's rushing to go to school and work, it was a lot. And
hey, will you roll down your window?
Oh my gosh,
Excuse
yes.
me, could you stop?
And I'm trying to hand them a kind bar for stopping, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy, almost like I'm a homeless person asking for something in reverse. Like, here's food for you. And so a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, this is so thoughtful and so kind. Some people gave me the middle finger. Some attempted to try to run me over. It's okay, you know?
All sort of results.
Yeah. But what was really awesome is that what prospered out of that was somebody from ABC News was driving through the intersection. You just never know who lives in your farm. We've ran into some pretty cool people. And they start to go through the intersection after they say thank you for the kind bar. And then they back up and they were like, would you ever like the opportunity to come to the news station? I love what you're trying to do in your community. Had nothing to do with real estate, just the fact that I was putting myself out there to help with the community. And still to this day, people say, I remember when you stood in the middle of the intersection and handed out kind bars for people. You know, it was so small and so simple, but that was one of my solutions. So
I love that.
Yeah.
What a great story. I'm forever never going to look at the kind bar the same.
Right.
I
Same.
love that. Okay, so you didn't stand in the middle of the intersection the last 7 years.
No, that was the last and only time.
Tell me kind of where it progressed from there.
Okay.
Because realtors sometimes talk about marketing. Is there flyers? Are you doing events? Like, walk me kind of the path of that's where it started, solving a problem, being the neighbor who helps. Walk me through the path of 7 years.
So it morphs every year. It has never stayed the same. You've got to remember, through COVID was my biggest opportunity. I mean, talk about how many problems everybody had during COVID.
At home.
Yeah, and a lot of it was people complaining that their kids couldn't have a birthday party. And so one of the things we did was take our open house signs and we covered them with poster boards that said, honk, it's my birthday. And every week I would collect everybody's name who had a birthday and I would put 6 honk, it's my birthday signs in their front yard. Now, in a neighborhood of 2,500 homes, I was doing at least 10 homes a day. It was insane.
10 birthdays a day?
Yes, a day. It was a full-time job. Now, I'm not doing any real estate at this time, just doing this. And so every 2 weeks, we would gather a parade of golf carts, cars, bicycles, whatever, at the front of the neighborhood, and we would drive past all the kids that had a birthday in the 2-week period, okay? We would draw out a map. We would decorate the golf carts, honk, sing happy birthday, all the things. And honestly, it brought me to tears because you would see the cutest little kids standing out on their lawn, waving, and the parents saying thank you. Like, it just meant so much to them. And it was just the small stuff. That didn't cost me anything. It did not cost me a dime. It was solving the problem of kids just not feeling seen or heard on their birthday. So that was one, and that was probably one of my favorites. But other things that we do is, you know, pick up trash in the community, turn in all of the lights that are out in the neighborhood. These things don't cost us anything, but they're very appreciated by the community because nobody's standing up to take the initiative to do these things or get them done. But obviously things have morphed. So we now host one of the biggest fireworks show in all of Indian land every year. This year I did not get to do that. This year's been a trying year, and it was the only year I haven't been able to do it. But we have done several events. You know, we do a pie giveaway right before Thanksgiving. People drive up to the front of my house and we hand them their pie that they registered for. We've done a lot. We've done a costume swap where people turn in their old costumes and they can pick a new costume. So just recycling Halloween costumes, once again, completely free.
Something every mom in the neighborhood is thinking, I'd love to give a costume from last year to another kid, but if I could go find one for this year, that'd be great.
So just connecting the dots. I mean, as a realtor, that's who you are, is somebody who connects people to solve their problem. And instead of it being a vendor, we're connecting people who somebody has one to give away and somebody needs a costume. So we're just putting them together. It doesn't cost anything. And that's what puts us in top of the mind of everybody in our farm.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've not heard you say one thing about selling houses.
No.
I love
it happens naturally. Honestly, so one thing that I love about Keller Williams is the fact that they put God first, you know, and as you should in life. And so when you do that, God wants you to help other people, you know, and so that's all I do. Is the only time people see me really dressed up or decked out is when we have a listing appointment, when we're in a show homes, and at closing. Other than that, I've got my work boots on, gloves, you know, hat on my head. I'm helping paint. I'm helping plant flowers. I'm helping you, you know, repair your house. I'm doing all the hard work because I am offering helping hands. And that is what I love to do. Selling houses is just part of it. It's just what happens along the way. And that's why I love my job so much.
I don't even know that we would call it a job.
I know.
It's a passion.
It's
you can hear
life-work
straight out of your
balance.
voice the passion in your heart for helping people.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so if we do talk strategy from a business perspective, What's been the most effective thing? Like, are you still doing open houses in the neighborhood? Is there something that, again, is it a flyer? Tell me about that. What's the most effective thing you've seen?
Okay, so absolutely open houses.
Okay.
First of all, when I first got started in my neighborhood, I had been in a class where somebody had said how many times somebody needed to see your name before they remembered it. Okay. And a light bulb went off. If I could have my open house signs in just my neighborhood, people would remember who I was, right? Well, the strangest thing happened because I hadn't sold a house at all. I was just doing open houses every single weekend, and I was at a holiday party, and one of the neighbors came up and was like, "You are killing it in real estate." And I'm like, "Me? Like, are you
Who?
talking to me?" Because I hadn't sold a house. I hadn't helped anybody. But it was the perspective. I mean, I was sitting here posting these open house signs every single weekend. I was posting it on social media. They thought I was selling the house. People don't understand how real estate works. They just see the signs, and that's all they know. And so now I realize people are noticing me. People are seeing my name. And within 3 months, I had 3 listings, all on the same street too, which was really weird. So it really took it home, carried it home when you see my name, my sign on the street 3 different times. And yeah, it just kind of took off after that. And everybody just assumed I was the neighborhood realtor
Super
because
busy.
they saw my name. And I wasn't hosting my open houses, obviously. I was hosting other open houses for agents in our office.
Yeah.
And that was just where I focused. And still to this day, when business is not picking up, I pick up open houses, whether they're mine or someone else's in our office. That's where I get my business from. And most sellers call me because they see my sign in someone's yard.
Wow. Again, being visual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they know of you and
Right.
all the kind things you're doing.
Yep.
Kind things you're doing.
Yes.
And they're seeing you over and over and over in the neighborhood.
Correct.
So tell me about kind of the results. You started 7 years ago. When did you really start farming?
About a year in.
About a year
Yep.
in. So
And once again, didn't know I was farming.
yeah, you were just loving
doing
on
my
people,
thing. Yeah.
and then look what showed up. Now
Yes.
people are telling you, "Oh, Heather,
You're farming.
like I
and
said, you're the
successful.
guru of farming." Here we are. So 6 years later, talk to me about results. How
Okay.
many houses do you even know? How many people you've helped?
So in my neighborhood alone, I've sold 158 homes just in my one neighborhood.
Wow.
What's funny is majority of the homes I sell now are outside of my neighborhood, but come from people in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So it was a huge aha 3 years ago that I'm not just looking for business in the farm. The people in my farm start to trust me and rely on me so much that they want me to help their friends and family. And so that expands outside the farm. And I realized this because I was spinning my wheels trying to get new business, trying to break into other areas. And my MAPS coach had told me, like, you have everyone's contact in your database in your farm.
Yeah.
Why not just love on those people? They will bring you the
Oh.
business. And you want to talk about the business just came. I had my biggest year last year. And so we were just blown away by how much the farm really supports my business. But in return, I use my business to support my farm. Like, I give back to them constantly. When we have good years, we give back 10 times over. And I have to say, this year has been the most trying year personally, where I haven't been able to focus on business. And my farm is what feeds my family. My farm is no mailers, no door knocking, no events this year. I had to really focus on family this year, and yet my farm, we'll still be selling over 20 homes this year, and I haven't done anything.
Wow.
It's because my farm, because of what I've created. So, yeah.
I'm feeling
thankful
like we
for it.
should rename it. It's not just a farm, and I hate to use community
I
because
know.
that sounds very just plain and ordinary. But you have made a community even within your community.
Yes.
These are your people.
Well, and I looked at it as my family lives here. What do we want to see? What do we want to
Yes.
create? What do I want my kids to grow up in? And I've always been the kind of person that if you want something to change or you want something fixed, you have to be a part of that solution. And so, as scary as it is, when I felt it on my heart that I needed to go do something, I needed to be put in uncomfortable places to make things happen, that's just what I would do. I would just show up and be that person, and things would just fall into place. So, yeah, I've created the community that I want my family to live in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the community guru, the go-to, all the things. Has that changed you at all? Has that changed either you as a person or you as a real estate agent, a neighbor, like
Yeah.
who Heather is? How has the past 6 years changed you?
Man, when I say the past 6 years feels like 20 years, we stay very busy. My husband is very like-minded. He loves helping people as well. And so there are many times where I'm tired and he's like, we have to go help this person move something. And I'm like,
Aw. It'll take
I
5
really
minutes.
just wanted a break, but okay. And they're so thankful and grateful. And
Aw.
once again, like that's where our business comes from. So, yeah, I have to say, like I said, I was very introverted before. I would never get in front of people and speak to anyone. I would never be the person to raise my hand and volunteer for something. Not that I didn't want to, I was just scared half to death to.
Yeah.
And now I've been doing it for so long that it's like, okay, whatever. If this is where God wants me, then let's
I'm
go.
in.
You know, I don't care how scared I am. This is where I'm supposed to be. So, absolutely, I am not afraid to get in front of people. I'm not afraid to be the person that stands up for other people too. And I would say we are working nonstop. We don't have time off, and that's been very difficult. Just because we used to hang out with friends all the time. We used to have so much time to hang out with friends, and now we have very little time. So we're very careful what we do with our spare time. It's always to focus on family. And sometimes we lose friends because of that, because we don't have time for them. But it's God family business. So that's where we have to start. And it's always shown up in the greatest ways. I mean, we really have pulled out who the greatest people are in our community, and we've learned to lean on them. And it's come full cycle. You know, we've seen what we're able to produce just by making those relationships, by surrounding us with people that are better than us. And it's been amazing. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Is there anything that hasn't worked? Anything maybe you've tried and you're like, why did we do that?
Oh my goodness. So first of all, every year at the end of the year, we do business planning.
Okay.
And I would say majority of the time, I love ideas, new ideas. I love fresh ideas. I come up with them all the time. Executing them is the hard part.
Back to only so much time in a day.
Yes, exactly. And so, yes, there's been many things that I'm like, okay, let's try this and see if it works. And it was a complete flop. Or we just wasted so much money and we didn't get the money in return. I am a person, I don't like to spend a ton of money if we're trying to do something. And I have really learned that I never want to pay for a lead. That's never where I want to come from. I always want to come from contribution. And so when we do seem to pay for some kind of, I don't know. For example, we tried to do a week of vendor services, and we paid over $3,000 to send over these postcards to the neighborhood. Now, I do not send out postcards. I don't pay to market like that.
Yeah.
We maybe got 21 people that week. It was not worth the connection. It wasn't worth the time. It wasn't worth the money. Not that it wouldn't have been a great idea. I think that we just didn't execute it very well. And we're just better off at the grassroots thing. We're boots on the ground is where we thrive. Why did we try to get out of that box? So
I feel like, again, I hear you saying it's the belly to belly.
yes.
If I'm getting a flyer, some people probably just thought, oh, this is Heather. Yeah, we don't need that.
No.
And they see you. And that's great. And it's the belly to belly, really building again back to the community.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's where we prosper the most. And what's so crazy is you don't have to do it as often as you think. People, when they see that you care, they'll show up when the time comes. And I always say, people don't care how much you know. They just want to know how much you care. So it truly has become what drives us.
So if there was any, let's say, agents out there that are thinking, man, I live in a really great community. I love to help people. I just wouldn't even know where to start.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What advice do you have for them?
Okay, so first of all, on the real estate side, make sure that they know who you are. Friend request everybody. I know that's so uncomfortable. I think I had 130 friends when I first started on Facebook, and now I have over 3,800.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so putting my
Friend
life
everybody.
out there,
Yes.
friend request everybody in your neighborhood. Because you don't want to constantly market yourself on Facebook to your neighborhood. You want those people to see what kind of person you are. Show them who you are. The one thing that I've learned is people know who I am before I ever even meet them, and I don't have to build that trust because they already trust me, because they see who I truly am as a human. They know I'm involved in church. They know that I'm married. They know that I support the community wholeheartedly. They see how I volunteer and how dedicated I am to my clients.
Love
I
that.
don't have to establish that. literally when we go to a listing appointment, it's, hey, how much we're going to list and when, So it saves us a lot of time.
Wow.
However, yes, put yourself out there. It's going to be uncomfortable. Get involved in your community in some way, shape, or form. Do not just be a realtor who donates money or who just, hey, we got a banner donated for our HOA community club or whatnot. Actually be involved. Actually be the person who people see face to face. And don't be afraid to raise your hand and offer help. Sometimes it's, just saying, oh, hey, you need to know who to call to get this light turned back on the street. We'll figure it out and then just offer help. Sometimes that's all they need. On top of that, do open houses just in your neighborhood. Make sure that you have a sign that stands out. I know I see a lot of newbie agents that will just use the tiny little Keller Williams signs, which is great. But when there's so many of those, they don't stick out. So make sure that you make a name for yourself. Make it very noticeable. And just keep doing that. Be consistent with it. Don't try to go above and beyond. Don't think you have to pour a ton of money in it. Just be consistent. Be helpful. Be, out front and be the person that raises their hand when everybody needs you.
And if they have a heart as big as yours, that may help. Seriously. All right. Is there anything that we left out that maybe we need to make sure the audience hears from you today?
Man. Well, I will say not every neighborhood can be a farm, a prosperous farm. So keep that in mind. I see a lot of people who move into new construction communities and think that's a great neighborhood to farm. Make sure that there's at least 10% turnover in that community and that 10% is something you can live off of. So what is your goal for the year? How many houses do you want to sell? Is your farm capable of giving that many homes to just you? And don't think just because that 10% would equal the number of homes that you need to sell, you're not going to sell 100% of the homes in your neighborhood. So be reasonable. On top of that, just be kind. Be a good human. Make people see that you're thinking of them. It will happen. It will come. The business will come. And just be a good agent. We need more of those right now.
Oh, we need lots more of those. Well, thank you again for being here.
Absolutely.
If people want to reach you, they want to, even if they don't live in your amazing farm or your amazing community, but they do want to know about maybe buying or selling, how can they reach you?
Okay, first of all, I am helpful in any way possible. And if I don't know it, I will get you to the person that does. So yes, feel free to email me at heatherskinner@kw.com, or you can reach me at my phone number 704-661-3406.
Amazing. It was a pleasure.
Same. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.